is your dream career choice?
This.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, it's this, plus I would love to do like more social media and more with my traveling reviews and of that nature. Entertainment and travel probably, as well as this, because I really feel like ever since I started this has been my passion, and it's what I like to do outside of my full-time job, so I would love to do this as my full-time job, hopefully in the future.
For me, it's a bunch of different things. Really, my driving goal is I would love to tell stories that make people think. So I would love to go into doing video games, because that's kind of the future of narrative, interactive narrative, and then doing comic books has always been a thing I've wanted to do, but YouTube is what I've also been into, so that once I'm able to move out of doing work for other people, I can start my own YouTube channel and do stories that way.
So I just wanted to tell you, I just used this color right here. This is kind of like a corally color. It took a lot for me to build it up. I felt like it wasn't really sticking to my eyes as well as I had hoped. So I hope that's not going to be the case for the rest of these, because like I said, I haven't even used this at all. I just got this.
We just picked it up a couple hours ago.
But that's my honest opinion about that one. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one right here in my crease, and then I'm going to use, what did I say I was going to use? Probably, let's use this purple one in the defining out portion, and then I will switch over to the other one.
Okay. Next question, what is the nerdiest thing about yourself?
What isn't there to be nerdy about myself?
Yeah. I mean, I think we've kind of gone over some of them already. I was in a pony RPG. I don't know. I
don't know if that's the nerdiest thing about us, but that's definitely a nerdy thing.
Yeah, it's nerd. Like, we are subsumed in nerd culture, constantly surrounded by it. We have tchotchke cabinets. We have a huge DVD bookcase. There's, yeah, we live. That's the nerdiest thing about us. We live.
We're pretty nerdy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I don't know how much more we can talk.
Yeah,
I mean, I have weird collections too. I mean, buttons aren't that weird, but I collect Pez, and yeah, I collect Pez, which I don't even have displayed in my room right now because I don't have room. But yeah, I collect Pez.
Next question, nerdiest movie in your collection. I'm going to expand that out. Let's just say the nerdiest DVD or DVD set that you have in your collection.
Right.
So let's start with you.
Well, to be honest, I don't have a lot of DVDs in my collection. A lot of them are digital. I mean, I do have DVDs, but I watch a lot of stuff on Netflix, so it's hard for me.
Yeah.
Nerdiest one. That's a tough one. Why don't you go? Because I'm trying to.
I have the entire series of The Greatest American Hero.
He does.
Yep. I have watched the first season of it so far, and I got started into the, at least I think I've gotten into the second season. I might still be in the first season. Oh my gosh. That's how difficult it is to get through all of it sometimes, because I fall asleep. But I really do like the concept of it. It was a really fun show, and I'd like to see it come back maybe.
Oh, I have one. I have the entire series of Quantum Leap on DVD.
Oh my. Yeah,
I love that show.
And I love that they did bring Scott Bakula in on Chuck and had him do his "Oh boy" line.
That was fun.
It was so much fun.
Okay, so the like kind of pinkish magenta color also was not blending very well, but it looks nice. It's just not blending. So now I'm gonna go in with that purple.
Oh, okay. PlayStation, Xbox, or Wii?
Oh gosh.
Ooh, okay.
This is hard.
So I have enjoyed. Actually, I've enjoyed a lot more of Wii games than I have a lot of the other ones, primarily because Nintendo focuses entirely on their gameplay rather than, hey, look, we've got a better graphics card. So the games are more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Where other systems have prettier games. That's not to say that they have bad games, but they tend towards the prettier games.
That's true.
What about you?
That is hard for me. Right now, I'm basically exclusively playing Wii U, and I think, because of Splatoon. But I think a lot of the games that I play, like Lego video games, I used to play on PS3, which I love for pretty much everything else. But these Lego games I like for Wii U because I can use the gamepad. So I think if I had to choose one, it would probably be Wii U. And I would use my PS3 for everything else, like DVDs and streaming and that kind of a thing.
If we're going to be talking about the latest gen of things, my preference does go Wii U, PlayStation 4, and Xbone, just because Xbox kind of dropped the ball on a lot of things.
Right.
So, anything else you've got going on there?
Well, okay, so I finished with that palette. I'm just going to kind of blend it out a little bit, and then I'm going to put a little bit of that metallic on my lid, and then while we're on that, I'm going to use the other end of this one to kind of use that as a highlighter for my brow bone.
Okay. What is the biggest word you know? Ooh, trying to go through my list and compare their
Word?
words.
The biggest word you know?
The biggest word that you know.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism?
That is, yep, there you go. I think that is the longest word. I think that's the longest word, period.
It's the longest word in the English language.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah. The first one that came to mind was defenestrate, but that's just...
That's the art of throwing someone out the window, in case you didn't know what that was.
Yes, it's one that, I think a lot of us wish we could practice a little bit more than we do. Especially those of you that are in corporate America, right? Yeah.
Stop asking me where the bathroom is. The sign's right there. That's just me. Anyway.
Yes. What fictional character did you fantasize about as a kid? That depends.
Fantasize in what way?
Yeah, because there's a lot of different ways as a kid to fantasize about, as in I want to be this guy, or I really wish this kind of character would show up in my life. But then there's the typical thought of fantasize as, oh my.
Let's go with I want to be that person.
Okay.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to be Anna Frank Gables.
My answer is actually going to be the same as the previous one, Spider-Man.
Which is funny because we thought he liked Superman the entire time.
When I was a younger kid, I really liked Superman, but then as I started getting older and I liked the realism of it, Spider-Man started to come up, because also the Spider-Man is easier to hide in his real normal day, I think, a little bit. Superman, he can kind of ignore his life. He has a fortress of solitude.
Yeah, exactly.
Spider-Man has an apartment. But I just wanted to be him because he was smarter. Superman is kind of dumb.
Yeah. Okay, so I do have to say that in comparison, the Prism palette is amazing. You can kind of see what I did on my lids there, where with the metallic on there, I really like how that turned out. So overall, I think I'm happy with how it looked. It looks very well blended out, I think. The colors are interesting. I would say they're more of like a fallish spring mixed together colors, so I guess that's fine. Okay, so now we're gonna go to eyes, and I'm using the e.l.f. waterproof eyeliner pen in the shade black. And I haven't used this one yet either. And then this I just picked up today. This is the 3-in-1 mascara, Lengthen, Define, and Volumize mascara, which the weird thing about this one is that it has a strange little ball on the top there. So we'll see how that one works. It's kind of flexible.
What is the function of the ball?
I have no idea. I really don't know. Since it's a 3-in-1, it's supposed to lengthen, define, and volumize. I'm sure the ball is to define it a little bit more because it has the shape of the curves.
Yeah.
You remember the other one? We have that scandalized rockin' curves.
It's got a little curve, yeah.
It's kind of. I think it's kind of like that. It's its own version. But anyway, that is what I'm doing to the eyes. Next question.
Jocks, friends or foes?
Depends on what kind of jocks.
Yeah, I didn't really care whether they were... actually, I like having fun just kind of making fun of them sometimes. Because I've always joked at work with some of these people that are all about sports. You realize you're in a cult, right? And I can go on for days about all the similarities between a cult and a sports fan.
Right, okay.
So I don't really know if they're actually friends or foes. It all depends on the people. If they're jerks, foes. If they're nice, friends.
I kind of go the same way. Is the only thing they can talk about with me sports, then we're probably going to be foes because I don't have anything in common with you at all. But if if they have like other interests, then I probably will have more in common, therefore they would be my friends. Mm-hmm. I'm not against it, but I'm not a sports person. Like, I will watch the Super Bowl pretty much sometimes for the commercials, but that's it.
And if they're open-minded, there's other things that we can connect on.
Exactly.
Because if you need any other information, go look up MatPat on Game Theory. He has a video about should esports be on ESPN, and all that debate there. Because there's been a lot of debate about whether they should or not, and people are mad on both sides of the equation.
So many review about this eyeliner. I feel like it could have been a lot blacker than it really is. It did go on very well on this eye, but this eye, I felt like I really had to like force it to go. So I don't know. I'm going to use this a few more times. I don't know if this is... I don't know. I don't know if I had like a newer one, or I know they have a mineral line of the eyeliner, which I might want to try, but this is their basic line. It costs like $1. So it's good and it does the job. I might want something a little more oomph.
Okay.
Mascara.
Okay. Old school 8-bit games or modern 3D graphics?
Modern.
I think in sprites.
He does.
I really do. Primarily because I spent some time actually doing comics built from Mega Man graphics, and also doing stuff like RPG Maker 2000.
Yes.
So I think in sprites. You like 3D games? Why so?
I think it's just because it's easier for me to see what's going on. Mm-hmm. I can kind of see more of a depth, and I don't know. They just appeal to me more, I think.
Okay.
On a general level.
I can actually kind of understand that, because with the 8-bit games, they tend to be single tones of things, where if you are dealing with the 3D graphics, there's different colors going on as you go through different depths, so you can kind of see the depths better. You can understand your environment a little easier.
Right.
So there's a point for that. Nerdiest pickup line.
No idea.
We don't really do pickup lines. I don't ever go to clubs to pick up girls. That's why I'm single.
I'm married, so I don't really pick up people.
No. I guess to fill in this one, go look up Nerd Love, which was an acoustic song that you can find on YouTube. It's entirely a pickup line, but be careful, it gets really raunchy.
So I'm going in with my second coat with this mascara, and I think it definitely needs it. I feel like it's not doing a whole bunch to my lashes. That is the problem I've had with a lot of e.l.f. mascara. I'm still trying to get the hang of it and see if maybe it's me, but I don't feel like it really picks up the product enough, and it could be just that it's new, so I need to like make sure the product gets on the brush more. I will say though, the little ball at the end, it does define your lashes. Like, I'm using it right now to kind of pick up the top lashes, and I was able to get in there the lower lashes and really separate my lashes out with that little ball. So the ball thing's pretty cool. I think it's the rest of it that's not really working so hot for me. And you know me, I usually use 2 mascaras anyway. And this one, it looks like it might be all separation, whereas I usually go a lot for the fluffy brush also, and I don't have that in here.
Okay. Do you have a random useless talent, and what is it? I think one thing that everybody should do in their life is take their random useless talents and make them useful.
Yeah.
Find a use for your useless talent. So if you do have a random useless talent, you are underutilizing yourself.
That's kind of true.
No matter how useless it seems, there's always a reason you've got it somewhere in there. I know that I have a brain for narrative. I store a lot of story elements, but I can't remember anything that happens in the real world. Because I'm a story guy.
Random useless talent. I don't know that I have any talents that are useless, really. I mean, I tend to organize crap a lot, and that's not useless, but that seems to be my hidden talent, is to organize and reorganize until I find a method that works. And I'm hoping to kind of parlay that into organization and planning tools for bloggers and YouTubers and just everyday life. I'm hoping to kind of design systems for people so that they will be able to be more productive in the future. All right, good. So while he's doing that, this is my very last product. This is the e.l.f. Matte Lip Color, and it is in the shade Tea Rose. I think might be a really nice color. It's kind of that dusty rose color that I really love. So we'll see how it goes. Go for it. What's the next one?
Greatest nerd accomplishment. That's kind of tough.
Nerd accomplishments. I don't know. I guess I would say for you, it's like actually selling your nerd T-shirts. It's probably, you know, and having people go, "Oh, I love that T-shirt" when you wear it. You know.
Yeah. Being on Artist Alley has always been really fun, and selling stuff online is gratifying. Not gratifying, but it makes you feel better about yourself. You're like, okay, this is legit. So especially with some of the crossover shirts like Link and Baymax that you can find on my Redbubble site, you can get just about everything you need. That was really fun. What about your nerd accomplishments?
Well, I think my nerd accomplishment is this. I mean, I'm kind of a nerd about makeup, and I'm a nerd about geek stuff, so I'm basing this whole business on being a nerd. So yeah, my nerd stuff.
You are our accomplishment.
Greatest accomplishment.
That number down there with the subscribe, that's an accomplishment.
That's for sure.
Okay.
Last question.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
Well, this is kind of my little secret that not a lot of people know, and I think it kind of goes along with my superpower, which in the comics and different superhero movies is kind of appropriate, right? So they're lacking in one area, so they gain the superpower in another area. So basically, to explain, I was born hard of hearing. I read lips very well. And so if I'm talking to you and I don't really understand what you're saying a lot of times, I'll be like, okay. And if I ask you to repeat it and I still don't understand it, I just kind of go on with life. But I do have to watch TV and movies with captioning, except when I'm at the theater when I'm okay because it's pretty loud. I can still hear very well. Sometimes I just don't understand people. So in that sense, I think that my superpower really probably would be telekinesis or something like that, so that I would be able to understand what people are saying even though I can't hear them.
Interesting. Telekinesis?
Is that what that is?
No, telekinesis is being able to move things with your mind.
Then that's not it.
Telepathy, perhaps?
Telepathy, sure.
She would like to have captions for everybody around her.
I would. Oh, that would be kind of an interesting. So instead of like being able to hear what people are saying, like
as
they
they're
talk
talking to
and
you,
there's
you
like
see the
captions.
subtitles. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Including like little action subtitles.
So I'm not exactly reading their mind. I just have captions. That'd be cool.
You can hear what they really mean to be saying.
Exactly. Okay.
I would actually go with force field generation, primarily because if you can generate and manipulate force fields, you can do all sorts of weird things, including flight, invisibility if you're really smart on how to bend the light.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
So, as far as this lip product goes, I actually really like it. I think the color itself is really like natural and kind of muted, and I think that's great. I think as a whole, this look is really natural, and it's not very drying for a matte lip. I like it a lot. So, the very last thing I wanted to do, which I kind of forgot about, with this, I use this every day. This is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. A lot of people don't like this. I don't know why. It costs like literally $3. You just spray that on and it sets. It sets. He's backing away because it's kind of woo. But anyway, it has aloe, green tea, cucumber, and vitamins A, C, D, and E, which I love because it has this really nice citrusy kind of scent, and it's really nice. It just sinks in. I love it. Okay, so that is all of my makeup from this e.l.f. brand. I'm sorry this went a little long, but we usually talk about movies for this, but we thought we really wanted to do like a brand review with a tag, so that might be kind of fun so he could participate as well.
You also did a lot more items in there than I
usually do,
using.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot more content in here for you.
Kind of is.
Stick with us here. But I like how this look has come together, especially how the two colors that you have in the upper portion. What is this? The area that the purple ripple's called, that the crease?
In the crease,
Okay, and then how that matches with the lips without being samey, because you do have that coral color right there.
Right. So this is our geek tag as well as our elf brand makeup look.
It's our elf
and
tag.
Make sure you comment down below if there are other brands that you want us to do a complete makeup look for, or any other tags that are going on right now that you want us to do. Put that down below for us. But thank you so much for watching. Keep calm.
And stay safe.